Blessed Moses, your apostle, Elijah, Peter Chambers, once more with a pounding word, hallelujah, a harsh one, and also an intriguing one. And my topic this morning, my story, put behind bars for speaking, thus said the Lord. And our theme, born to win, hallelujah, the policeman who were to plant the drugs in my car, the morning seat that came for me is sick unto death. And the Lord told me to warn the hungry belly laborites of the death of the two police that died in SeaTac, and to warn them and to remind them of the death of two pastors, the two of them that rose up against me. One is deceased and one is sick unto death. The Lord says, tell the hungry belly laborites who are part of the cult GLP party that as 2 Kings 6:16 says, fear not, for those that are with you are greater than those that are against you. A laborite woman a year ago, when she saw me on social media speaking what the Lord has revealed to me about the leader of Jamaica, was upset. Says she will do everything in her power to take me down and scandalize the man of God. That night she went to her bed and the Lord brought her in a vision, and she was surrounded by many huge gigantic lions, and she woke out of her vision in great fear. She contacted her friend and told her friend, listen, no better leave the man there alone. God is with him. Hallelujah. Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah that shall break every chain. The more the hungry belly laborites are attacking, it's the more God is putting up his protection round about my life. Let the cloud by day and the fire by night, hallelujah, be released. Hallelujah. The Lord worship pro God, and they put him above his servants, the prophets and the apostle, and God will take him down. You should have no other gods beside me. Hallelujah. The Lord told me, though they say it is just a name, he has become their grown God. And I will prove to the nation, I will prove that this name is demonic, in the demonic realm. He has placed a stronghold over Jamaica and over the nation. I spell those who can, and have the nation under a spell. Those who you see in great defense in his corruption are his slaves and puppets. During the pandemic, he gave many of them the cobra venom, and they are controlled by the artificial intelligence, the AI. The Supreme Court reject the application by the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Prime Minister wanted to strike out the portion that deals with the illicit enrichment of taxpayers' money. So the leader of Jamaica is fighting the anti-corruption body with a lawsuit. Justice Althea Jarrett also denied Mr. Holness access to certain documents he claimed was critical to his case, including active materials. However, the judge granted Holness his co-claimant permission to appeal the rulings. The co-claimant are Imperium Holdings Limited, Positive Media Solution, and Positive Jamaica Foundation. The Prime Minister and three associate entities sought to remove 12 paragraphs from the anti-David sworn by Craig Berryford, the Commission Director of Information and Complaint. Holness argued that some of the paragraph exhibit were abuse of process when he was the one who implemented the Integrity Commission. Scandalous, frivolous, and vexatious. However, the commission maintained that the statement were directly responsive to claims made by Holness. The case formed part of a broader judicial review and constitutional challenge. So why are you removing the very law you put in, speaking about integrity, while you are fighting the courts to strike the key law that will keep leaders in order? The Westmoreland residents are sharing my videos and they are expressing that I need to preach against the corruption in Jamaica because most of the pastors are bought with money. A citizen from St. Thomas declared a JLP representative bought cow, chicken, pig, cow, money for a church, and they reject the offer, declaring they will not support corruption. I wish most Jamaicans will reject their evil offer and vote for Mark Golding. My ex will be placed right beside the head. No more corruption and the bad man government. Enough is enough. The JLP recognize the communities is rejecting them. That's the reason they are going for a mass meeting. Citizens are expressing that the seatbelt was for 500 then, now it is for 2005. The Jamaicans are upset with the leader of Jamaica. Remember, you shut down the church for 1 week. No one could worship in the house of the Lord, while the labor rights representatives were at an hotel celebrating, drinking and shouting, show a labor right. Remember, the tourists were alone in Ochirias while you lock us down in our homes. The tourists were the ones begging for the nation, the citizens. The tourists were traveling the world while you treat us like slaves and prisoners. The Prime Minister before he became Prime Minister, he was the Minister of Education. He is there for 9 years. How many schools has he built since the 9 years? The water crisis is created by the Prime Minister to control Jamaica. Learn that. It is since the present leader came into power, the water crisis has become worse in the land. Remember, he declared he wanted to build water pipes from Kingston to St. James. After he finished my speech, after I finished my speech and praying for the parish of St. Mary, a young man came to me immediately at the step. As I stepped down, introduced himself that he's from the Maroon territory, who was abused by this present government. The indigenous people has been in Jamaica for many decades, and how they were abused, and the objective of the present government were to take them off the cockpit country because of his international businessmen who wanted the cockpit country to do huge development and to make billions of dollars for them to get rich. We hear the cry of the Maroons. Why did you abuse the Maroons? And then you expect the Maroons to stand with you? I presume that every Maroon should come out and vote against you, leader of Jamaica, because you abuse the Maroons, you abuse the church, you abuse the policemen and women, you abuse the doctors, the lawyers, you abuse the teachers, you abuse the citizens of this land with your laws and legislations. All abuse the teachers, you abuse the citizens of this land with your laws and legislations. All you did, the only achievement you made that you have in Jamaica for 9 years is to implement laws to suppress us. The traffic law, look at it in the traffic law. You went in and implement new laws, and the traffic law is atrocious. It is suppressive to the taxi men and to the private owners. I believe that every taxi man should vote against you. Every private owner should vote against you, because if we need 13 to 14 tickets to revoke our license, why you want to take our license? Evil man. Why you want to take our license? A lot of Jamaicans use driving as a means to feed their families. And you implement a law to take away the people and license. Listen, the Jamaica people should rise up against you, man. With a vote. Listen, I am declaring right now, up after tree, be rain and fall up. I pray that the rain fall out tonight, the whole of tonight. And raining out. Rain out to the occultic plans. All of the Obia men, the lodge men, the voodoo men going up there to do their delegation for you to go back in. We shut that down in the name of Jesus. Listen, Mark Golden, Honorable Mark Golden, your decision was accurate, precise, hallelujah, and parallel. Your decision was right, because I overheard that you got the permit long before Bro Devil, but because he wanted war. But listen, Jamaica people are not fools. Blessed.
No. Now hear me now? Almost I hear me now. Alright. Almost I hear me now. Alright, so sorry about that. I'm gonna say big up to everybody on the live, and Pastor Peter Chambers. He said what he said, man. Big up Paula, bonjour, big up Steffi Sweetie, and big up Charlton Smith. That typed in the chat. Everybody else, share up the life for me now, guys. Share up the life for me. Let's get to the next clip. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a piece of bombshell drop on the man in the wilderness. Somebody named Ian Johnson, a farmer activist for the Jamaica Labour Party that allegedly have some relation to James Robertson. I want to listen to this. Not my word. Not my word. This is all allegations as far as I'm concerned. But something to look into. These are damning allegations. Let's hear it.
I started Tai Chi at 50.
Down to the cantel. Good evening, sir.
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right. Good evening, brother. Wayne, are you hear me?
Yeah, man. Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. Doing all right,
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Just doing a follow-up as we have discussed this morning that I'm a former businessman from Yala St. Thomas.
Yes.
Well-known businessman, as a matter of fact. Former supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party, and was former a close ally of Member of Parliament James Robertson.
Yes.
I personally went through a lot of things, dramatic things that were recorded in the media, well documented and everything, including the loss of my mother. And in light of the elections coming up right now, I just want to take the opportunity to really highlight the people of Western St. Thomas and Jamaica at large as to who this man really is and why he should not be in the position that he is. He should be removed, and he should have been removed by the party itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Jamaica is bigger than this man. Jamaica is much better than this man. James Robertson is like a vomit. We have been swallowing for the last 20 years in St. Thomas. And I think the country itself, the man is a disgrace. There's people who knows the crimes and the deeds of this man, and yet still he has been able to get away with these things for over 20 years. You know, it's terrible. You know, I want to highlight, you know, first of all, that when a lot of people accuse him of things in St. Thomas, because I want to be frank with people, and I'm here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Over the years, I have heard a lot of things that people accuse him of that is not true. You understand? Yes. I want to set the record as to what is true and what I do know, which are, like I said, sworn statements and evidence itself coming from the police. You know what I'm saying? I want to first mention the first murder that I personally know James Robertson had committed. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Your phone just cut on the quiet.
Yes. The first murder I personally know.
No, you can't talk back in your phone, please, because your phone cut down.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I think we have a...
What's your fine, but the phone just cut on the quiet, yes.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, it little bit, but you can talk a little bit. Yes, talk again.
Yes. Yeah, man. So, the first murder that I personally know that James Robertson committed is one.
Hold on, sir. Your phone gone down, and people, they want to hear, okay, everybody there, you know. So your phone gone down. It did all right, and it gone down. Yes.
You hear me now?
All right, speak up now, let me say me hear you.
Yes. You can hear me better now?
Yeah, it a go in and out. You have a earpiece or something you use?
Yes, what happened is, this phone is...
The earpiece, like that, I get trouble, man. If you could have just free up that, and we'd hear it better. Yes.
All right, let me...
Yeah, disconnect it and yes.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, speak up now, let me say me hear you.
Yes, you hear me better now?
Yeah, I hear it better. Yes.
Okay, yes. What I'm saying, what I was just saying is the very first murder that I know James Robertson committed in Western St. Thomas is one that very few people talk about and is even aware of. But this was the first well-documented case of murder that this man directly ordered. You understand? This was the murder of a gentleman from the Baptist area in Dallas. His name was Ian Hurtado from Baptist. Well-known PNP activist. You understand? I remember when the order was given for Jota to be killed. I informed him and I warned him several times. The last time I warned this gentleman was 2 hours before he was killed. I remember, the gentleman, he was looking in my face talking to me when I was warning him that his life is really in danger.
And you know something for me? Please. You could have just hang up and call me back because it gets right away. Because it has a clear. That's why you just say we have to hear it clear. Yes.
Let me do that.
Yes, thanks.
All right.
Wow. Yes. Place like Jamaica. We need a cleaner Jamaica, yeah, people? Yes, bro.
You hear me much better now?
Not better. Yes, man.
Yes. As I was saying, Ian Jota Furtado was the very first murder that I personally know was attributed to James Robertson. Understand? I tried to warn this gentleman. I think he really did know. When he really did know his life was very much in danger. I remember the last day I spoke to him, like 2 hours before. And he said to me, Ian, let me tell you something. It's not that I don't know that my life is in danger. It's just that I have no money to go anywhere. You understand? All the family I have is here in Baptist. I have nowhere to go. You understand? He was shot and killed on the Dallas main road in the Baptist area 2 hours after I spoke to him. You understand? The gentleman that actually carried out the murder. You understand? This was his first murder committed for the MP at the time. And this murder drew this guy and the MP very close, and he eventually became a loyal foot soldier for the member of parliament after this initial killing of Jota. That's how they bonded, that's how they got there to start their friendship. You understand? Now, the second murder that I know for sure that he did was the murder of Cecil Petrel Riley. A lot of people have heard me mention this in sworn statements before. You understand? It was more dramatic than that in a sense, because I remember when Petrol was killed. Even the morning, it's like this man is so brazen. This man, on the morning when Petrol was killed, I remember seeing James Robertson showing up on the murder scene. You understand? With rum. I mean, people saw him. It's like he was celebrating. It was so obvious. You understand? Besides, we knowing that he was the one that ordered the killing, we saw him. He was there drinking. You understand? As if to celebrate the death of the man. You understand? I also remember during that investigation of the death of Petrol, you understand? One of the detectives, investigators for that specific case, saw me and he's like, this is Jamaica is something else. And I'm like, what's going on? And I remember this detective saying to me, imagine, Petrol, somebody called Petrol just a few minutes before he died to meet them downstairs. People heard it, people around him listened to him and hear him complaining about the person who called him, and the person is taking him for a joke because a long time the person is supposed to meet him and then don't come. And he got the call the last time to come downstairs, and when Petrol went downstairs, the gunmen were there waiting for him. And I'm telling you, this detective Wayne is telling me that ever since the murder took place, they have been trying to get the information as to who was the last person to call Petrol to his death. And a major cell phone provider in Jamaica refused to turn that information over to the state. You understand? We know that there's very few people in Jamaica with that kind of clout. You understand? He also told me in the same conversation that he went up to the commissioner's office, and I seen a suit pull him aside and said, listen to me, man. This is bigger than you and I. And if you know what I know, you leave this case alone. So we know the in-depth, we know the kind of things this man do. It's not a secret. We know the things he was involved with. Before James Robertson came to St. Thomas, James Robertson was involved in a lot of missing containers, and so this is something people don't know about and people don't talk about. This is before he came to St. Thomas. I remember one day talking to a couple of people from the Revenue Protection Department, RPD, and I mentioned his name, that he's my representative, and how much, I am supporting him and all that. And I remember one of the men laughed and said, I don't even think you understand who that person is. And I remember they relayed a story to me about a container that they seized in Kingston at one point. The container was his container. And they seized the container and leave the container at the site to be inspected the very next morning. When the police turned up at the scene with the RPD to search the container, all they found was an empty spot and several spent shells, as if to send a message to the people themselves. You understand? It is terrible. He's been involved in a lot of things besides murder. This man is a known criminal. I can now recall to you, I want to recall to you the time when my mother was killed.
The container though. The container, then they get back the container. Anything with that container? No
man, they didn't get the container. The container was missing, totally missing. They never found the contents of the container or the container itself. The container was just missing. RPD had seized the container and left it at a site to go back. You understand? To search the next morning. Because from what I heard, it was said that it was chicken parts in the container. RPD had reasons to believe it was not. It was something else. So they seized the container, only to go back the next morning to find an empty spot with several spent shells in the location. As if to send a message to them. So he has been involved in a lot more than murder even before he came to St. Thomas. It is a well-known fact. The party knows. People in Jamaica know that this man is a criminal. And the thing that amazed me is for how long they've been standing with this man. And the support they give to this man. You understand? I want to mention the time when my mother was killed. You understand? James Robertson was a very conniving person. Very conniving person. James Robertson and his group, his cronies, mainly Kay and Treasure Campbell. You understand? It was a plot from day one. You understand? It was a plot from day one. James used my mother's killing, you understand, to cover up the fact that he was the person responsible for Petrol's killing. You understand? James put out a cover story in a local newspaper mentioning some ridiculous story about Petrol and I having some argument over road contract. There was never such a road contract. That road contract never existed. You understand? And he put the story out. He had the power and the influence to do it, and he put the story out.
What can Axon do for you?
That is, this killing, my mother's killing, was a killing that solidified his and Treasure's friendship. You understand? That's how they both came close. That killing. My mother's killing. I remember the night when she was killed. I remember the night when she was killed. Everybody saw it. People there saw everything. James Robertson pulled me aside. You understand? Just minutes after she was killed. And we were both sitting on the steps of the Joseph B. Party next to her business place. And when with all that this man knew, he knew his involvement in the whole thing. And James Robertson tried to put up a smoke screen to me to tell me that he knows that the PMP is involved in my mother's killing and blood is going to run in St. Thomas Street. You know, that's the kind of game we play. He play this kind of game with everybody. You know, he's a very conniving person. And, you know, I just want to really, really make the people of St. Thomas know the real truth and all the things he has been involved in. You understand? I remember, you know, I remember one day I was at my house, left my supermarket one, and I went home early that day. I heard somebody knocking at my gate, and when I look outside, it's a gentleman that I recognize. You understand? And I let him in, and the guy and I was there talking. The man was sweating away, the man was nervous. You know what the man come to my house and said to me? The man said to me, Ian, we can't believe this. The boss just ordered the murder of an elderly couple from the Trinityville area of St. Thomas. To this day, when I don't know who these people are, but the man was literally crying. I remember giving this man $10,000 a time to keep low, just to prevent these two people from dying. Leave the area and hide the MP. To this day, Wayne, I only pray and hope they live a long and fruitful life, because I swear, these people were going to die. In days, they were about to die. You understand? This is the kind of things James Robertson did. I just know that this couple is a Michael Manley, long-time supporter, elderly couple, senior citizen. You understand? And he gave the order for these two people to be killed. You understand? I also want to recall, you understand? Another killing that took place. A young man from the Ponside district in Yalas. This gentleman was accused for some reason of firing shots at Lib Rights, like a year or two before. And James had put out a contract on this gentleman. They, however, didn't catch the gentleman, you know. But a year and a half after, he was shot and killed. I remember talking to the killer himself, because it was rumored, we already knew, people knew. When things happen in the street, people know what happened. And I confronted him about it, and you know what the gentleman said to me, and I'm just telling you this one to show you the kind of influence that politicians have on the youth sometimes. He said to me, listen, the boss wants him dead from a long time. And I know in my heart that James Robertson did not give him any money to kill the guy at that time, you know, but the fact that the boss wanted the guy dead from a year ago, he was killed. You understand? He was killed. James was basically running a gang out of St. Thomas. James was running a gang from out of St. Thomas. You understand? That consisted of Rick Ramesh Simpson and Treasure Kane Campbell. Those were his two loyal foot soldiers. And I want the people of St. Thomas to know. I want the people of St. Thomas to know that people say crime don't pay. But in this case, crime really does pay, because these two men were greatly rewarded for all the things they had done for this man. You understand? Greatly rewarded. They were awarded several multi-million-dollar contracts. You understand? Several contracts. As a matter of fact, to show you how important these gentlemen were, you understand? Ramesh Rick Simpson himself, despite his tremendous criminal record, at the time before he was killed, had a firearm license application. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, man. This guy had a firearm license application at the FLA. You understand? And all these things were done with the help of James Robertson. Treasure managed to get a grade 1 license. That is a license for contractors in the country that get government jobs, government contracts, big government contracts. We know and everybody know there's no possible way he could have gotten it unless James Robertson assisted him to get this license. And that is how he rewards these people. He rewards all these people for the things they do for him. You understand? I want to say something. I want the Prime Minister to know. I want to say this to the Prime Minister. I want to say this to him. Mr. Prime Minister, a lot of people suffered in St. Thomas, including myself. I lost a mother. I had to leave Jamaica. You understand? I had a green card. I gave up a green card to come to Jamaica. You understand? I employed a lot. To this day, there's no one that can show me another businessman that has employed the amount of young people that I have over the last couple of years. Never. You understand? My father and I were one of the biggest construction companies at the time. We employed a lot of people. We were contributors to the parish. And James Robertson came in that parish and destroyed every single thing we had. Every single thing we had in the parish, James Robertson came and destroyed. You understand? And we need the Prime Minister to know what is happening. You understand? We need him to know what is happening. You understand? We need him to know it because a lot of people died in St. Thomas. A lot of things happening in St. Thomas, and we just cannot understand for nothing in the world why people knows this. You sit in Parliament next to a person who is accused of this kind of thing. I want to bring you also in to a day. My wife and I went into a meeting to talk to the then Deputy Commissioner of Police. Deputy Commissioner of Police, and the Deputy Commissioner of Police said to me, Ian, let me say this to you. We, the police in Jamaica, have James Robertson as the main person of interest in over 30 major crimes, including murder. Sir, you are the only person who have been brave enough so far, you understand, to come in and stand up under the fire. Gunshot after gunshot, and determine that you're going the full way. Everybody else that came and made reports either run away from Jamaica or change their mind. You understand? So listen to this. This is the Deputy Commissioner of Police saying this. This man is involved or is the main person of interest in over 30 major crimes in this country. You understand? Who else knows this? That's the question I want to ask you, Wayne. Who else in the country knows this? Why is he still here? Why is the party still supporting him? Why is the party still coming there and giving this man support?
Alright, people, if you don't want to hear the rest of that interview there, go to the video. Former JLP activist Ian Johnson speaks out on St. Thomas MP. Zane, promise alone some page. You understand? Like me said, these are all allegations. Very damning allegations, but if you guys do your look digging and do your look research, I mean, you can find also, what his name? I think he was a farmer commissioner, the brother from England. There's an article about that man from that man from England. He's no longer working here in Jamaica, but he had a real issue with that particular MP in terms of crimes, alleged crimes. You see me? This man just asked a very, very good question, and I think it's a question where you need to ask if all of these allegations are leveled against the MP, why the party still support him? Even if there's no substance to the allegation, the type of allegation they made against him, why they still associate themselves with the MP? You have to ask yourself that question there. And I years now, in name a call upon things according to when me I get to understand. So that is very interesting. And wanna make me know what you think in the comment section, see? Alright, so no, let me see. For the people in Modepan, Bolo VNR clips, you are going to know. I want to come over to Bolo VNR. Alright, I want to come over to Bolo VNR 2.0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I just dropped it a while ago. You see me? So everybody just come over this one channel. I got X off the one. You understand? Because I use my headphone. I use my computer alone. See? So join me over by Bolo VNR 2.0. See, I go spam the message. Spam the message, you know. See there? Join me over here, so people. Join me over there, so see? Bolo VNR 2.0. Alright? Do the right thing. All I want to join me over there, so. Alright, guys. I'm going to end this live over by Bolo VNR Clips. Alright, join me. Click that link. So the message will join me here live. Alright? Alright, now my people, we are going to some nitty gritty right now. Zine. We're going to some nitty gritty right now, some serious thing.
You know, it's not clean at that.
So we are going at this. This is the biggest story right now. KD Knight versus Tufton.
This is what they are do. See that? With the eyes at. Look here. Me say them have some million. Me show you that. Them have some million, them fool. Up the phone come, phone party business we wanna have and the people online. It I just peer. Me don't know if them fool, you know. Why wanna get some sensible people? You can't sit down and outline what you do it don't tell lie and out with this start shoot and do all kind of things. Remember me run a fact check, you know. It's like when I pay down people that show the money, man. You understand? Him too corrupted. You understand? Him too corrupted. Alright, let me play this soon. Hear this, people. These are the tape. Hear this now. Hear this. Dean Jackson me yesterday. Look here. Yeah.
Dr. Tufton joins us now, Doctor.
I'm not gonna hear this.
Dr. Tufton.
Alright, so I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm gonna hear. I'm gonna hear. Well, I'm gonna hear the first tape. Alright? Listen to this. Make that go and play upon mute and I'm gonna hear the audio in the background. Listen to this.
You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. I can send you a thing that a video which is a talk intervention thing where people the host say Mark Golden don't love Jamaica and Mark Golden don't love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities and they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
Dr. Tufton joins us now. Dr. Tufton, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
okay, I hear you
I'm
didn't.
in the constituency, so I hope you.
Well, wherever you are now, you're loud and clear.
Alright, so when you hear the original clip from these are the original clip from Mr. KD Knight, you know. Zane, listen again.
Idiot. You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. I can send you I think that a video which is a talk intervention thing where people the host say Mark Golden don't love Jamaica and Mark Golden don't love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities and they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
There, so don't move, though.
Good.
All right.
Excellent.
So I hear you didn't hear the recording we played.
So the original tape you can hear Mr. KD Knight, he might try to highlight something that is happening, what people are saying about Mark Golden, and then his objective is to address the situation and to gain unity amongst the party. And you have to remember when this happened, this was after Mark Golden became president of the People's National Party. Remember that the party was, divided. There were people over there supporting this leader, people over there supporting that. So no more to hear this now.
Audio is seemingly showing, however, the clip that has been described as the original audio is seemingly showing that the audio was in fact doctored.
Alicia Williams has that story. This was the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party's campaign committee, Dr. Christopher Tufton, at the JLP's mass rally on Sunday.
I know me say you can't trust them to run Jamaica. And them say so.
Idiot. You have to face reality.
Listen.
You have to face reality. That Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. KD Knight says so.
Moments later, the clip drew the ire of retired PNP parliamentarian and senior member KD Knight, who strongly stated that the clip was doctored and threatened a defamation suit against Dr. Tufton. The JLP had doubled down on the clip played at the rally, but today, this shocking revelation, what Mr. Knight stressed is the original clip.
Idiot. You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced.
And the audio went further, demonstrating that Mr. Knight was calling for unity, the opposite of what Dr. Tufton was conveying in the clip at the rally.
These are realities, and they cause disunity. There has to be an effort.
So we see this now what going on this, right? Now I'm gonna play the full interview with we're gonna play the full interview with Dean Jackson Miller now. After this tape come out, that is pretty much challenging Christopher Tufton's argument that you know, Mr. KD Knight said what he purported he said and put on stage. Matthew Samuels, hey, wanna see how people them evil? I splice the original tape, you know. I don't know who splice it, but he splice. You see how people wicked? But me I go play this now. Wanna listen to this? This is the interview with KD Knight and Dean Jackson Miller. After all of this come out now, you know. Cause remember say Tufton did double down and say him stand by what him say. I know him triple down. Listen to this.
Dr. Tufton joins us now. Dr. Tufton, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Okay, I hear you
I'm
didn't.
in the constituency, so I hope you.
Wherever you are now, you're loud and clear, so don't move, do.
Good,
all right.
excellent.
So I hear you didn't hear the recording we played. So
no, I didn't.
All right, so we're going to play it again. This is what Mr. Knight says was the original voice note that your recording came from.
Idiot. You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. I can send you a thing that a video which is a talk intervention thing where people the host say Mark Golden don't love Jamaica and Mark Golden don't love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities and they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
Yes, and he was.
So it's clear that in the original audio, KD Knight was speaking towards the reality that there are people that believe that Mark Golden at that time should not be the Prime Minister of Jamaica in 2020. And he wanted to remedy that situation because it was causing disunity. So his whole voice note was about creating a solution to that problem. But Tufton played a tape that suggested otherwise, the total opposite. It suggested that they still believe that he is not fit to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Let me tell you something. This lawsuit is going to be epic. And I'm here for it. I cannot wait. KD Knight is not somebody to be played with when it comes to the law and court. Defamation and them blows and skirt. And he got triple down. Let's continue.
Was saying to us, I know you, again, just for context, as you weren't hearing at the time, he said that voice note was posted in a PNP WhatsApp group in the context of discussions taking place in the party after the internal election and in the context of a quote-unquote faction calling themselves the resistance who were opposed to Mr. Golding. So having heard that, do you still stand by the recording you played as being 100% accurate?
Absolutely. And in fact, what he has done is reaffirmed what I get in a kind of reverb in the mic.
Okay, we're not. We're hearing you clearly.
What he has played, to my mind, reaffirm what my statement said.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we just play a while ago, reaffirm what Tufton when I step on the stage, is the total opposite of what he was saying. The man say no me say so, them say so. At them say Mark Golden is not fit. Look at the party in 2020 and look at the party now. Who in the People's National Party is talking against Mark Golden? Make we know who is there presently talking against Mark Golden. Right? Tell us now. Nobody. The party is totally united. The party is ready to serve the people. You understand? So, when him go say to his mind, he can stay there in a free mind, he might get him in a problem. Let's continue.
Which is that, well, first of all, let me create some context.
You notice he couldn't finish that sentence there a while ago. Let me play back. because in a fee mine, and then he said, first let me create some context. Because I know say a foolish system attack. Listen.
And Mark Golden I love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities. And they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
Yes, and he was saying to us, I know, again, just for context, as you weren't hearing at the time, he said that voice note was posted in a PNP WhatsApp group in the context of discussions taking place in the party after the internal election and in the context of a quote-unquote faction calling themselves the resistance who were opposed to Mr. Golding. So having heard that, do you still stand by the recording you played as being 100% accurate?
Absolutely. And in fact, what he has done is reaffirmed what I get in a kind of reverb in the thing.
Not a reverb now going on.
We're not. We're hearing you
try
clearly.
for distract from the whole point.
What he has played, to my mind, reaffirm what my statement said, which is that. Well, first of all, let me create some context. This tape has been in the public space for years. It didn't just turn up. The idea, as he has accused me of doctoring a tape, is just ludicrous. I don't do those things. It has been in the public space. No one challenged it. He certainly did not. It has done the rounds wherever it originated. And as he has confirmed, it is his voice. What I did was to indicate at our meeting that there are persons who do not trust the leader of the People's National Party. The tape actually confirms that.
There are persons that don't trust the leader of the party in 2020, not 2025. So your argument was a misleading one, and you implement Mr. KD Knight, and it's going to be very interesting in court. Very interesting. Defamation, me know say it's a hard sell, but you see where himself on the hard there with Dean Jackson Miller, tough time sink himself more into a bigger lawsuit based off of what him say. So don't listen to him.
His voice is the voice that articulated that. And the tape, which has been in the public space.
When you hear him say, a KD Knight voice articulate that, you know. But him never give the full context. When I listen to him, when I listen to what him say on the stage, he might say a KD Knight say so, but not KD Knight say so. KD Knight was saying that people are saying that are the context of it, you know. KD Knight was saying that people are saying that they don't trust Mark Golding. And him have to remedy that because it cause disunity. KD Knight never say Mark Golding cannot be trusted. So you see the context of it often attack. He in a trouble. Listen to it.
Yes, for the past, I think 4 or 5 years, is a tape that was accessed in the public domain with no objection to it or no challenge to it. And therefore, if he believes that there is some sort of doctoring, he will have to go. I don't know. But the fact is that the tape exists. His voice is the voice on the tape. And his articulation of people who don't trust Mark Golding as a leader is real, as he has played. And I'm ready to defend that position anywhere, anytime, any place.
Okay, well, let's break that down. We're nearly at 6 o'clock, so hopefully we can get you back afterwards. But let's start.
Sure.
So one point, you are, as I understand it, categorically saying that you did not alter the tape, meaning you personally.
I'll go further. If anyone accuses me of that, then there'll be a suit or countersuit to defend my reputation and my name.
Mic check, mic check. Yo, now hear me? What may I say? If based off of where Tough Tana say, right? Him have to go prove say this tape here actually come out. Him have to go prove say that tape here come out before him play it, you know. You see the audio where him play? Him have to go show where this audio was first played. Cause him say the audio was in the public domain for years and nobody never challenged it. But which audio am I talking about? The original audio or the one with splice? Which one am I talking about? So him have got proof say the audio where him play. I first me I hear the audio there from KD Night. First. How that, Chan? Oh. Him have got proof say the audio yeah. It a play. It's not the first it a play. Because you see there's something called digital footprint. You understand? So anything you post anywhere, the timestamp and the date is on it. I'm sure some Mr. KD Knight can prove when the timestamp and the date with his audio was out. So now Tough Time have to go prove say the date where film audio come out was either before that. And if it's not before that, it's after that, and somebody else posts it. Him still gonna be held liable in my view, you know, because him never say allegedly Mr. KD Knight was saying this, you know. Him say KD Knight says so, and me say so, right? At that I mash him up now, and then he go double down, and he go triple down. Tough Time in a problem is a good PR guy, you know, so him sound calm and everything, you know. But him know him in a trouble. Him know say him in a trouble. Wanna listen to this?
Because I was the first person during the campaign or pre-campaign that spoke on a political platform for all of us to be wary of AI and the use of AI and the manipulation of AI. I don't even know if AI was that popular 4 or 5 years ago.
Let me cut you off though, because we're running out of time. Okay, so you're saying you didn't alter it, but but your portrayal and playing of the tape on Sunday night was saying to the audience, "This is KD Knight saying that Mark Golding should not be Prime Minister of Jamaica." Isn't that what you're? Wasn't that your framing?
Talk to him, Diane.
Persons can interpret it in different ways.
And me says so, KD Knight says so.
No. Of course, but he who said that?
Let me stop him.
He said that.
Let me stop him. So y'all tell me, say, there's a different Christopher Tufton. You think everybody are idiot, brother? You think everybody are dunce? Brother, there's one way to interpret what you say. You are saying on Sunday, a KD Knight says so, and you say so. And them say the man no fit for the job. So how you come run off your mouth now talk about people can interpret it how they want? How you say no big interpretation of that, my general, after you never talk in a code? You call him a name and say him say it, and you say it, and them no have no confidence in a Mark Golding. And you say that out of your mouth. That are the impression we give everybody. You understand? So woe unto you, all lies will be exposed. Me can't wait for your court case. Jesus, hey, Mr. Knight. Yo, tell the liar them for up here, man. Tell the liar them for up. We want to see this in a court. We want to get the affidavit. We want to hear everything. Yes, me excited. People are not excited. Yeah, man, them people need to stop it, man. Yes, I'm not telling Mary. You need to come down. Right? How desperate are you to use this? And look how much tape where you talk bad about Andrew Wallace. Where you can't say never you can we have a tape. You're there on stage, I say somebody never doctor it. Company news. It's well documented. You say Andrew Wallace. You were suggesting that Andrew Wallace don't like is intimidated by intelligent people. That's what you suggest. And you want a leader that is not intimidated by intelligent people. Eh? Right? And then we look upon it and we say, hold on there. So, He look like that's why I'm not like Mr. Siv right, because him young and intelligent. The youth they were, I think some would have father when I say for run. You see me I deal with, and one big fight they go on about that. And we see my hug up, Juliet when it's like a female woman. That's our next conversation. But me just a say. Tough time, you get a radam. You in trouble, me I tell you that.
Persons who do not trust Mark Golding.
Come on, sound like you're trying to wriggle out of this one now, Dr.
No.
Oh my God, hey, wanna see how Deion Jackson Miller hold him? Deion Jackson Miller tell him say straight, oh, you sounding like you're trying to wriggle out of this one. No, Deion Jackson Miller. There are some things I'm not like where me call you out for. But you see when you do the right thing, I have to give you props. That is exactly what Tufton is trying to do. He might the wriggle master, he might the PR guy. He feel like he can talk himself out of anything. 24 babies lost their life in a 25 days in a Jubilee Hospital, and him I try wriggle him way out of that. Him not for the ballot, you know. If he get fire. People at Jamaica for demand him. Look what they do to the PMP man over 18 baby in a 3 month. Well, that lost them life. Then if him for lose swim work as the Minister of Health, why Christopher Tufton not for lose swim work? If you go away, my wicked man in a pandemic can tell the people themselves if they want water, they have to take the joke. Me not rate them. Me not rate him. Christopher Tufton to me, worse than Joe, listen. Me tell you that all the while, I don't think a joke.
No.
Come on, you are now suggesting that what you are saying was that KD Knight was sharing that there are other people in the party who don't think Mark Golding should be Prime Minister. But
the boy are changing more, Dion. The boy are changing more.
I'm saying your framing on Sunday night was clearly saying to the crowd that this is what KD Knight said.
Well, isn't it what he said?
Oh, look at now. You see him a double talk? That is not what he said, Christopher Tufton. That is not the context of what he said. He's a wicked guy. You see anybody that lies like this openly and on record, you cannot trust a man like this.
Did you hear the tape we played?
Absolutely.
You know what you say? Did you hear the tape we played? Because you can't hear the tape we played. And then I asked the question we just asked a while ago, if that's not what he said. No. That's absolutely not what he said. It's two things happen. You are saying he said that he doesn't have confidence in Mark Golding and he shouldn't be the Prime Minister. And what he actually said was, there's people out there that is saying that Mark Golding shouldn't be Prime Minister and it's causing division amongst the party. That is what was said. It's two big different something that. Christopher Tufton, you have to come down. Radam. Remember me tell you that. Have to come down.
Absolutely, I heard the tape play. So
hold on, whether or not you doctored it, let's take that out of the equation entirely.
That's an important point, by the way.
Which is why I asked you first of all. So let's put that to one side. But do you not see the difference between the two recordings?
Listen, I played a recording that was in the public
domain. No, man, I heard that, and I have that down as a third point to come to.
Emphasis.
No, I am asking you if you don't see a difference between the two recordings.
No. The interpretation.
Dr. Tufton.
Can I finish, Dan?
That was just an expression of incredulity.
No, that's your perspective. That's your
expression of incredulity. What should say a while ago? Hey, you know, we have to look up that word there. Hold on there. Breaks the people. No, we have to look up that word there.
Did you hear the tape I played?
Absolutely, I heard the tape play.
Yes.
I don't
So hold on, whether or not you doctored it, let's take that out of the equation entirely.
That's an important point, by the way.
Which is why I asked you first of all. So let's put that to one side. But do you not see the difference between the two recordings?
Listen, I played a recording that was in the public domain.
No, man, I heard that, and I have that down as a third point to come to.
Emphasis.
No, I am asking you if you don't see a difference between the two recordings.
No.
What?
The interpretation.
Dr. Tufton.
Can I finish this?
Whoa. He said he did not see a difference in the two recordings. Oh my God. Babes, all this. Oh my God. Calculate everything. I think it's short. Oh. year something. You understand? Yeah. But people, listen to this.
Dion,
I'm just
allow-
that
allow me
was
to-
just
allow
an
me to finish.
expression of incredulity.
An expression of incredulity. Hold on there. We have to look up that word, people. Incredulity. Me not go on like say I first me get that word, you know. And you know over here so we teach. And we have incredulity. Oh wow, incredulity. Yeah, that's an actual word. Oh my God! Wait! People, let me share this one. I don't see it on the screen so they can learn. Like how me just learn a while ago. Hold on there. Pre the meaning of this. Incredulity. The state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. So, what Dean Jackson Miller is saying is that Christopher Tufton is in the state of being unwilling or unable to believe that both of the tapes are different. They are saying two different things. Mighty God. I am on the side of him being unwilling. Because it's not going to help him in a court if him admits that the two tape them, him believes that the two tape them is different. Well, whether him admit or not, a judge is clearly going to see that the two tapes are different. So he still get rid of them. Because no well-thinking person when hear the two tape them, the original versus the doctored one, can say that both are saying the same thing. You understand? And our judges in Jamaica that are not compromised are quite competent. You understand? So I rather film again, people. Mighty God, I can't believe say man say incredulity. People will learn one new word. We learn one new. No, excited on me excited when me learn. Me not tell no lie. Me learn one new word, people. Incredulity. Incredulity. The state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. Let's continue. This guy is something else. He's on the level of incredulity. Why? Christopher Tufton, you're dead in that show. And that is a figure of speech, sir. I don't mean dead physically. I mean in terms of the lawsuit they get rid of.
No, that's your perspective.
knowing
that's your perspective, and I'm entitled to mine. What I'm saying to you is this: Ma Golden, articulated by KD Knight, is a concern by KD Knight that he cannot be trusted to lead.
I'm so sorry, you broke up.
Jamaica.
Hold on, Dr. Tufton is breaking. Hold on, Dr. Tufton, you're breaking up. Plus, we're right at 6 o'clock, so take him off for me. Let's see if we can get him back after the break, because we can have a try if we can get him to dig back down into that a little bit. Dr. Tufton said no difference between those two recordings. Okay, let's go to the 6 o'clock news with Hal Shane Burke. We're back after. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with you on Beyond the Headlines. I'm Dion Jax Miller. Remember our WhatsApp line, it's 876-254-0693. 876-254-0693. Give us your first name, give us your location. We're talking to Dr. Chris Tufton following controversy over an audio recording he played at the JLP rally in Halfway Tree Sunday night with the voice of KD Knight. Mr. Knight has categorically denied that he said what was on the audio recording, saying that the recording was doctored. Now, just before the break, we're talking to Dr. Tufton. I'd asked him, just as our line kind of broke up, I was asking him if he had heard a difference between the two. So I'm just going to play them again, especially for our listeners who may not be joining us. So this was Sunday night.
He get caught in a 4K.
We cannot trust them or their leader and that party to take this country forward. We are at a delicate stage. And guess what? I know me say you can't trust them.
Listen.
To run Jamaica.
Yes.
And them say so.
Idiot. You have to face reality.
Listen.
You have to face reality. That Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. KD Knight says so.
And this is the voice note that Mr. Knight says was the original recording.
Idiot. You have to face reality. You have to face reality. That was a major part of the loss in 2020. So we have to remedy that. There are still some people today saying that Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. I can send you a thing that a video which is a talk intervention thing where people the host say Mark Golden don't love Jamaica and Mark Golden don't love Jamaicans and all them kind of things. These are realities. These are realities, and they cause disunity. There has to be an effort to get rid of the disunity.
All right. Dr. Tufton, back with us in a part of your sounds excellent wherever you are now.
Yes, that's good.
Okay. So I was asking you before if you didn't see a difference in what those two clips are portraying.
There's clearly a difference in the two tapes.
Right.
Meaning the expressions by KD. What is quite clear is that KD is the voice on both tapes. The question that I would need to ask you, and as a lawyer, is which of the two may have been doctored?
You know, so that youth, I want wicked youth. Hear him and walk it back now. When you hear him, he might go ask which of the two tapes has been doctored. Let me tell you something. All you have to do is look at the tape that is the longest version and look at the tape that is the shortest version. You see the shortest version, it is the one that is doctored. And if you need to go further, all you have to do is get a actual person that is a digital forensic scientist to actually look at both tapes and then can tell you which one is original based off analysis, computer analysis. And it's going to be very, listen to me. Christopher Tufton, you're in a trouble. You're in a blurt now trouble. Now you try to walk it back. You get rid of him in a court. Last suit on the blurt now. They're not easy. Hear this guy.
Certainly did not doctor any tape. And I don't know. What I do know and will remain committed to is that his expression and the intent of his expression, which reflects disunity and a lack of confidence on the part of, as he says, some people, is real in both.
So Christopher Tufton, so now you are read out what him say about the lack of, you basically are read out where the original audio say. But that's not what you said. You never said some people. You said KD Knight. You gave us the impression that KD Knight was the one that have a problem with Mark Golden and believes that he cannot be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And that's why you go get rid of him in a court. You can't talk yourself out of this. Because the more you talk, the more you put yourself in a problem. You lie, you never tell yourself to shut up. This is not easy. Let's continue. You not hear this? Mary, that brother here. Is either stupid or arrogant. One out of two. Is either stupid or arrogant. He believes say, yo, we not have no sense and we can't. You can't imagine him there in the front of the judge trying to argue this. The judge got diss him and run him away. You don't believe? Judge, they need to have an open court where we can actually see and hear the proceedings for that court case. Because we say they're in both. You say both. You know easy enough. Let's continue.
Both tapes. And I also know that for 4+ years, that tape was out there in the public space. It was never challenged. And it remains in the public space up until when I spoke of it. Then it is now being seen as a doctored tape. The other thing I know is that if you look at the narrative as carried in the public space, in the media houses and so on, the Gleaner and the Observer, or certainly the Observer, KD Knight has been quite caustic about Mark Golding, quoting and challenging his ethical conduct as it relates to fundraising. There are examples of that. And so the pattern of his argument around distrust and his confidence in Mark Golding to lead Jamaica isn't just reflected in his articulation that he may or may not have said some people, but it's certainly expressed very clearly in other articulations that he has made around his suitability to lead and his activities as a leader or potential leader of his party. So the interpretation remains. My position is not me say it, is KD Knight say it. And it is KD Knight's voice on both tapes. Whether one was doctored or the other, I can't say. I certainly did not. And it has been around for 4+ years and no one has challenged it. And there's something in law about not challenging a misrepresentation if you feel strongly about it and allowing it to become normalized. And then when it is convenient, you raise objection, because I think that is what he's doing. And he's smart enough to know that that can't hold water in court.
Okay. So do you accept that the first tape is saying, the audio recording you played Sunday night is saying, KD Knight does not believe Mark Golding should be Prime Minister of Jamaica, as opposed to the second one saying, which has KD Knight saying there are things we have to deal with. There are still people who don't think Mark Golding should be Prime Minister of Jamaica. You accept that distinction?
No. I am prepared to say that if a tape was doctored, because
no man, we soon come to
Listen
that.
to the question.
What I just said, do you accept the difference between those two?
There's a difference between the two.
Okay.
But
so hold on there. 2 minutes ago in this conversation, Christopher Tufton said there's no difference between the two tape them. 2 minutes later, he accepts that there's a difference. Boy, me I tell you, hey, you're not going to survive in a court in front of KD Knight and the lawyer them. Me can tell you that right now. Full rather me I get. Yeah, man, them a take you for everything they can't take you for. You can't stay there against, hey. Whoa, watch out now. What a bangarang.
Except that your framing was made a huge difference.
I don't accept that, because what I said is that KD Knight, who has established a pattern in more than one medium around Mark Golding's suitability, is very clearly established in his verbal statement, as it has been established in the written language as carried in at least one print media house. And this has been the case over 4+ years ago. And what I said, Mark Golding cannot be trusted.
All right.
Hold on, Dr.
Within
his organization also feels that way.
Hold on. Your line was breaking up again. Should you not, though, as a but hearing you again, should you not, though, as a senior politician, senior member of your party, be careful as to what it is you pick up from social media and portray as suggesting it as being true?
Yes, man. Me a lawyer, man. Me a sheriff.
What did I say that's untrue?
What do you mean?
I'm still at a different point with you as it relates to what the verbal expression of people not liking or having confidence in Mark Golding to lead because they don't trust him, as articulated in written form and in verbal form.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand. We're speaking about a particular recording.
Yes.
And I'm saying, surely you accept there's a difference between John Brown saying you should never be Prime Minister and John Brown saying there are people saying you should not be Prime Minister. I'm saying surely you accept the difference there.
No, the difference with you and I is that you are assuming that the tape that KD played is the correct tape.
Oh my God. He's done. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Tufton is done. Let me just play the rest of this. Me not even asking nothing more.
I'm assuming nothing. I'm asking you if you see a difference between the two
There is a
recordings.
difference.
That's all I'm
but
asking at this point.
There is a difference in both tapes in terms of how the articulation took place. I maintain and still maintain that the expression is that there are people who do not have confidence in Mark Golding's capacity to lead.
Okay.
And that, as I said, has been a matter of public record for many years.
All right. Can I ask you how you verified the authenticity of what it was you played?
Well, for starters, again, this is not a courthouse, and when that time comes, we will defend it. So I'm not going to go into legal document with a lawyer because I wouldn't stand a chance with you. But what I will say is the tape has been around for over 4.5 years. It has never been challenged. It is in the public space. There are articulations in other media space, as I said earlier, where KD Knight in his usual
you're gone off to something else. All I was asking was if you're
something else.
Yeah, it's absolutely something. No, you are saying you are looking at other comments allegedly made elsewhere. I'm asking you one simple.
Not allegedly.
I am asking you one simple question. Did you verify the authenticity of what you played on Sunday?
No, and I can respond the way I'd like. My position is I made a statement on a platform which he has not denied was his voice, except that he said it was in a particular context, where he has established a pattern of being caustic and lacking trust and confidence in Mark Golding to lead. And I said, I did not say it. He said it. And I remain with that position, despite what he says.
All right. Appreciate your time as always. Thank
So, Patrick, where you going with? So, Christopher Tufton, you never say him say it. You never say him say it, Christopher Tufton. Make you play when you say him say it. Make you play when you say him say it. This man is
audio is seemingly
face. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golding must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. KD Knight says so.
So KD Knight says so. I know you says so. But you never say KD Knight says so. Radam. That's all me have to say. People, let me know when you think more that in the comment section. What a guy. This guy is pathologically mendacious. No, sir. Hey, you, me not have nothing else to say. Christopher Tufton, KD Knight and the lawyer them will see in court. More likely KD Knight lawyer them. I know KD Knight is an elderly man. Right? So KD Knight, if I did it in young days, you know, say, would I sue you personally. You understand? Radam. Well, you get Radam same way. I best lie them in a PMP. Mighty God. Whose mess is this? Anyway, let's continue moving on to the next thing. Hey, take your time and drive. You can't look forward and reverse, yes, sir? Yeah, man, you can't look one tickers and reverse the car same time. And now going to work out. I don't want you to crash. Remember, say you're a family member. I'm family, you know? Anyway, people make a move on here. Oh, that's for later. Wait, that's for later. That's for later. Now, we are going to move to another damning situation. Jesus Christ. Hey, you know, say things are getting really. Peter Chambers, General, you probably listen to me right now. I want thing me know. If anybody did have any doubt into your prophetic utterances, they need to hold a chill pill, because you see the things that we are come out right now from Mystic Sensation and Will Rattigan and Mr. Wayne Lonesome and Andre Stevens and Anissa Bell Rose at our 5 press document. Hey, big up document TV, but general. Cause I say last night, the man play the tape what everybody are play right now. No? Yeah, man, the man play the tape, man, the original tape for KD night. Last night, the man played that tape there on him show. Go on like and share up the live, people. Don't keep this to yourself. Don't be selfish. Do not be selfish, ladies and gentlemen, alright? Do not be selfish. No. Yes, alright, there's some more I'll go to. People, we need an undivided attention. Undivided attention for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, in this one I need the undivided attention because you see the information where Mystic Sensation is about to present are some serious piece of ball game in regards to Andrew Honest. Listen to this. Listen to this.
It's 24. Something we want to show the people. This is not wish hunting. This is serious against Andrew Honest. This is not bad mind that the man make little money and the bad mind him. You make query, yes, right here. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. 13, that's page 13, 24. Oh, yes, right there. You're right. Right there. Yes, good. No, come on, query. Now, people, I want to see this. Query and explanation over on the right. Now, Canadian Limited, amount invested in acquisition and source of funding 2003, right? LUHRS 360 SX Express sports fishing vessel. Okay, they can't see. Okay. Sports fishing vessel, right? Documentary evidence supporting the transfer of shares, right? And other shareholders. Okay, Mr. Honest's explanation for that, as it relates to that query. Mr. Honest explained in his financial journal that the company Canadian Limited was registered to facilitate the acquisition of the boat. When the opportunity arose in 2008 to acquire the boat, the agreed sale price was $220,000 and was to be borne equally by the three shareholders, Andrew Honest, Ian Moore, and Paul Heath of the company. He noted that the purchase was to be financed by internal transfer among all linked account holders. Mr. Moore initiated the purchase and transferred the amount to the vendor. Mr. Honest said he paid $40,000 from his all-in account to Mr. Moore. No additional amount was paid over as all-in collapsed shortly thereafter. Mr. Honest said he transferred his shareholdings and resigned as a director as per his letter dated September 30, 2014 to the remaining shareholders and director. Now let us come down here so people query. Yes, query into ADMAT. Come people, let me dig into it. Now query into ADMAT Incorporation, purchase price, right? An explanation, right? Arcadia Drive, Kingston, right? 16 million. No, price 16 million. No, people, look at this. This property was acquired on September 15, 2008 for 16 million. As per certificate of title, Mr. Honest explained that this and other properties acquired under the ADMAT name during that the period were acquired using funds withdrawn from Olint, including $350,000 US. Other amounts encashed from Olint investment in late 2007. Discretion income and income from property rental of note he disclosed in footnote 25 on page 20 of his financial journal that he did not declare rental income from this apartment between February 8 to 2012. Now let me want you to go back up here to people. Other amounts encashed from Olint investment in late 2007. Now Rattigan, I want you follow me on that one. Why I spoke about Robert Gavin, right? Robert Gavin knew Andrew Holness, right? From 1997. Remember we said that what again? From 1997. Now,
people in this one, yeah, you get your notepad and you get your pen and you see things and when I highlight, you write it down. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, this is a class session. I'm not even saying nothing more after this. Get your notepad and your pen and write down what I say. Listen.
Let me just jump to this as it relates to asking the question. What was the timeline of investigation in terms of the first investigation that went against Andrew Holness? Ratigan, you will remember that the time period between that investigation was 2006 to 2009. Okay, all right. How did Andrew Holness, right, as it relates to the influencing of contracts to Gavin? Remember, the investigation stated that Robert Gavin, Andrew Holness, right, had influence, right, contract to Gavin between the period 2007 to 2009 when he was in the Ministry of Education. Jamaica, I want you to follow me on this. Now, where am I going? Over $35 million was awarded to contract to Gavin. Gavin was a director in 3 of Andrew Holness companies. So what does this look like? Andrew Holness seems to be out. So what does this look like? Andrew Holness seems to be awarding contracts right to himself via using Gavin as the front man. Now we are asking question. This money that Andrew Holness, that this influence as it relates to contracts of rewarding to Gavin between 2006 to 2009, right? And Gavin of directorship in 3 of Andrew Holness companies. I am asking the question. Could this be the money? And I'm asking it in question form. Could this be the money, right? If Andrew Holness take part of it, because Andrew Holness cannot explain his way, that this money was also now put into all in 2007. The workings between the contract between Robert Gavin getting those contracts and the influence as it relates to Andrew Holness. Now, so that is one thing that we are talking about. Now, make it go down. Lot 56, Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills. Now, this property was acquired on February 3, 2009 for $15,275,000 as per certificate of title.
Special big up to ABR News, you know. TV, you know. At half I press. Well, I'm a sister in them and I think, you know. Jenny, me look, hey. Big up Jenny, you know. Yeah, man, big up Jenny. Auntie Jenny, big up yourself. You understand what I deal with? Let's continue.
Mr. Holness explained that this and other properties acquired under the ADMAT name and during the period were acquired using funds withdrawn from Olint, including $350,000 US dollars and other amounts in cash in late 2007 discretionary income and income from property rental, as according to Mr. Holness. Now, Chenstone, this is lot 202 Chenstone Crescent, Beverly Hills, right? We see the amount being paid $300,000 US dollars. Now read on this. According to Mr. Holness, this property was acquired. Okay, let me move it over. Yes. According to Mr. Holness, this property acquired in 2011 for $300,000. People want to bear this particular one. According to Mr. Holness, this property was acquired in 2011 for US $300,000 using NCAP investment with Tax and Security Limited SSL and JMMB totaling 28,300,000 and December 2010 accounts held with SSL total $342,153.61 and with US and JMMB totaling 94,133.11, right? Mr. Holness Financial Journal response only provided detailed explanation for the initial expense of totaling $11,340,000 right, thousand related to the construction of the house and its property. The Commission, October 5th, 2017, letter generally asks for an explanation for the source of funds. Generally asked for the explanation for the source of funds, people, used for development costs associated with the construction of the said house at December 2017, as per statutory declaration. Development costs associated with this project total 67,964,353.20. The December 2017 statutory declaration also lists liabilities to suppliers stood at 20,269, right, and $80.27, and a Scotia mortgage, right, of 10 million. Now, Ratty. Now, Jamaica, Andrew Honest in some deep bangarang. Remember that Zara Burton had done her investigation and no Scotia mortgage was found. The Integrity Commission investigators having the same problem as it relates to any mortgage, right? Been listed. And so then, we know that Scotia Bank cannot come up themselves and try to backdate anything to save Andrew Honest. Andrew Honest wants to now explain if Andrew Honest reaching court, Jamaica. The judge, right? The prosecutor and the defense have to have
the first rule of learning Spanish: don't study it, use it.
Whole of the judge, right? The prosecutor and the defense have to have whole of this document.
Elaine Muir, if you're not hearing any sound, you need to turn up your device, because I'm sure everybody else is hearing. Everybody else is hearing, right? Mr. ABI News, the sound is okay. Good. Let's continue.
Or this transaction. Scotia mortgage, $10 million. That cannot be found by neither Zara Burton or any of the investigators. This is telling me that Andrew Honest definitely in problem. Now, in the Financial Journal, Mr. Honest explained that it was convenient to purchase building material for this property through his wife company JAJ, and as a result incurred a balance of $18,290,690 on suppliers' account. This again is what Andrew Honest submit these documentation as it relates to what in his journal, people. Andrew Honest have to present documentation for these things. Now, let us get down to, right? Lot 1526 Narbrook Heights, 3 million. Now, I'm going to put you up that people can read it. A search of tax administration records have revealed that ADMAT had taken steps to purchase a property at lot 1526 Narbrook Heights commencing on August 4th, 2011 for a consideration of $3 million US. Mr. Honest in his Financial Journal explained that he was not aware of a second and separate property from the one previously noted and situated at this location. You hear them Bangaranga people? Okay. All right. Let us get up to this, Rocky. Okay. Stocks and security. Why am I getting up here? Remember, I break down the two units that caused Andrew Honest as it relates to his wealth, which is Robert Gavin and, of course, Darrell Vaz. Stocks and Security Limited, SSL, is where Darrell Vaz control and where Darrell Vaz manage many GLP accounts in SSL. And where, of course, we have evidence where Darrell Vaz has given money to Andrew Honest out of SSL. People, this is not funny, you know. Now, watch this. Capital Security. US 100,000 at December 2007. Now we talk about the contracts that were influenced to Gavin between the period 2006 to 2009. I am going to show certain things on another document that I am bringing up. Now, US 100,000 at December 2007. Mr. Owens explained that this amount was invested in November 2007 from amounts encashed from Orient. People, where am I going? Andrew Owens and the campaign trail and the mass rally saying that he has not enriched himself on the back of taxpayers. Now, if Andrew Owens is influencing contracts to Gavin between the same period 2006 to 2009. Yes, and when Andrew Owens, right, influenced the contract between 2007 to 2009, right, over $30 million worth of contract, you will realize that Andrew Owens would have millions of dollars, right, to put in Olint, right, providing that, right, they are sharing the money, if that's the case. Listen to my terminology, right, as it relates to the award of contract. The reason why I am going there, let me tell the people why I'm going there. Andrew Owens, between the period 2006 to 2009, being the Ministry of Education, right, was only getting under $6 million per year for the money, for pay, for his income. His income, under no circumstances, cannot explain Andrew Owens' increase in wealth. Can't explain it. His income can't explain it. Right? The IC have a problem with that. Sarah Burton has a problem with that. And myself has a problem with that. And I know that Ratty will have a problem with that. The problem is that is the source of funds. So now we are looking on Robert Gavin could be the possible source of funds as it relates to the awarding of contracts. Remember I said possible. Could be the source of fund as it relates to the awarding of contracts between the very same timeline of investigation done by the IC between the period 2006 to 2009. Now, Mr. Owens explained that this amount was the coupon rate, 8,000 paid on the US dollars, 100,000 invested in 2007. Mr. Owens indicated that the balance at December 2009 was in fact 293,273 US dollars, which included the initial investment of 100,000. You hear that, people? That had a market value of 2009 of 92,000 US dollars, $355.56, and a US 7,033 invested in stocks. The 193.84 also including, right, in US $16,000 coupon payments generated on bonds previously held and proceed from the sale of 2005 BMW, which was sold for $3 million, income from property rental, right, 1,671,810. Loans, here it is, people, loans / advances recovered of $11,424,120 and discretionary income. The problem is that these loans, right, cannot be found. Now, take it away. Let us get into certain things and show further evidence here. So we dig that. I'm going to go, I don't reach the document that you're going to question yet. Now, show a reflection of something Andrew in 1997. People look at this, to 2005. We get into Andrew Owens' Wikipedia.
3 reasons every man over 40 should start doing
and we want to show you something, people. So remember we said that Andrew Owens met Gavin in 1997, right? I'm just reading the bottom here. In 1997, he became a member of parliament for West Central St. Andrew and served as opposition spokesperson on their land and development from 1999 to 2002. This period is crucial. This period is crucial. What do you think I am going here, people? Remember that Andrew Owens also joined Cash Plus in 2005. The question, where did Andrew Owens get the money from to put in Cash Plus? You see how it is important in terms to tell you from when Andrew Owens met with Gavin, from 1997. Look at Andrew Owens' portfolio responsibility, land and development from 1999 to 2002. Him and Gavin having the relationship. In 2002, he switched portfolio to housing and then education in 2005. Where am I going, Ratty? I am going that could the IC Integrity Commission investigators start to look on Gavin himself to see how long Gavin has been getting contracts from the government and as it relates to Andrew Owner's portfolio. Because what it seems to me that Andrew Owner's and Gavin running things to 2005, and that is one of the reasons why I brought up the 1997. Now, people, we're going to show certain things on the next document that seems highly suspicious. Let us go to the next document. Let us speak of this before we get to the document that we want to get to and understand the thing about the awarding of contracts awarding to Robert Gavin. Now, people, look at this. Let me just balance it so that you can hear. This is now very serious. Pay attention to this. Panel, pay attention to this. Summary of key findings. Contracts awarded by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information to Western Construction Limited. 15.2. Listen to this article. A total of 10 contracts were awarded by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, right, to Western Construction Limited during the period February 14, 2007, and another 10 on November 10, 2009. Now, watch this now, Rattigan. Remember that Andrew Owners put some money right in a Orient in 2007. Ratty, remember that Andrew Owners put millions of dollars in Orient in 2007. During the same period, Andrew Owners was influencing contract to Gavin, as it relates to the evidence show from February 2007, right, to the period November 10, 2009. More to the mad on that enough. Now, what's the sound, people? Of the 10 contracts, only 5 were reported to the OTG by way of the MOEY quarterly contract award report for the period. The direct contracting procurement methodology was utilized in one instance, and it was disclosed by the MOEY that the criteria for the lowest responsive tender was utilized in the remaining 9 instances. Now, listen now, people. The 10 contracts awarded by the Minister of Education, Youth, and were between the contract values of $1,413,439 and $3,360,650, and had a cumulative value of $21 million, people, $882,000, right, $491. It was disclosed by the MOEI, right, that is the Minister of Education and Youth, right, that the specifications to be met by the bidders in respect to the contract which were awarded by the ministry. So look at this, people. This contract awarded, what we want to understand, follow the pattern of how Andrew Owners the award contract to Gavin, to his friend Gavin. Oh, Gavin is a director, right, that listed in about 3 of Andrew Owners companies. Watch this now. This happened between February 2007 and November 10, 2009. Watch down here to know, people. The consistency now. Watch this now. Contract awarded by National Works Agency to Western Construction Limited, right? Now, a total of 34 contracts were awarded by the National Work Agency to Western Construction Limited during the period July 16, 2009 to June 6, 2016. So it definitely extends from here, so you know, from 2007 to 2009, and where the continuation pick up here, so right where this time awarded by the National Work Agency, you understand, to Western Construction Limited, you know. This man been getting all the contract of total of 34 contracts, you know, people were awarded by the National Work Agency to Western Construction Limited during the period July 16, 2009 to June 16, 2016, no, people. of the 34 contracts awarded by the NWA to Western Construction Limited, 26 fell within the value threshold which required the NWA to submit particulars of contracts to the then Contractor General by way of its QCA reports. Importantly, of the 26 contracts, only 6 people. I want to get it. Let me go back over. 26, right? Fell within the value threshold which required the NWA to submit particulars of the contracts to the then Contractor General by way of its QCA, right, report. Importantly, of the 26 contracts, only 6 people were reported to the OCJ. So 20 of them were not reported by way of the NWA QCI reports for the period. Now, take it away. Let us get into the killer document. And then we break in the panel. Let us get into the document. Andrew Honest cannot get away. Hold on. Let us get in document 1 and 2 and show something. Bring that up for the people. This is Craig Beresford affidavit. All the people have this something.
Alright, that's the biggest I can get.
Okay. Alright, I hope the people can see.
400, let's see.
Alright, they're supposed to can see this. Alright. This is a network computation based on statutory declaration. Now watch your paper. Why I said earlier that the money that Andrew Honest put into Cash Plus, that the investigators need to look as it relates to how long, really, that when was the beginning of time when Robert Gavin was really getting these contracts? When you look at people. The 30th of 6, 1998 is where the Integrity Commission investigators, right, as it relates to the external investigators, dragging back the investigation to 1998. Remember, I said that Andrew Honest met Gavin in 1997, right, in the office of the Edward Seaga's office. In Edward Seaga's office, right? Now, look at this. 30th of 6, 1998, total assets, Andrew Honest of $350,473, right? Nothing burger there. Total liability, 0, right? And net worth, yes, $350,473, right? Income, $473,191, right? That was his income. Here it is, income, right? Total assets here, $350,473.56, right? So look at that. Now, 1998 again, same 1998, it reduced to 293,743.93, right? $0. So we want to pay attention to this block because over here is just explaining the movements of network and money and so forth. So we're just going to pay attention to over this block. In 2000, right? We see in 1999, right? Remember, I said he met Gavin in 1997, In 1999, what we see? We have seen a substantial increase in Andrew Honest's assets. 964,000. Now, December 31, 2000, right? 978,470. Now, in 2001, Andrew Honest's total assets, you understand? I mean, escalate to 2 million, right? $375,431. In 2002, remember again, I'm going to remind you again, that Andrew Honest met Gavin 1997. And now we think, I am saying in terms of my opinion, that Robert Gavin needs to be investigated as it relates to how much contract he was given by the Jamaica Labour Party government. You understand? And where he has this acquaintance with Andrew Honest from 1997. 2002, 2,171,000, right? 2003, 1,504,000. 2004, $668. Now what's this, people? In 2005, remember, Andrew Holness put some money in a cash plus. But remember that in the period, right, as it relates to...
For all the girls who don't fully trust their boyfriend, here's something better than going through his messages. If you ever get that gut feeling something's off, don't waste time checking his phone. Just take his phone number and run it through Clarity Check. It's a reverse phone lookup tool that shows all his dating profiles, secret accounts, usernames, and linked profiles they thought you'd never find. Seriously, I don't know how people don't know this is a thing, because you should. It takes 2 minutes.
2005 cash plus. But remember that in the period, right, as it relates to 2005, we received $13 million. This is the cash plus year where Andrew Holness placed money in cash plus. This is a cash plus year, people. Now, the amount of money that Andrew Holness so-called put in cash plus, look what happened in 2006. Now, this is serious. This now is the investigation period starting. So, the cash plus here, as it relates to how Andrew Holness benefited, put Andrew Holness to $35 million. Now, people, let me talk about this. From $13 million in 2005, when Andrew Holness put the money in cash plus, we have evidence of the report, you know, as it relates to Beresford affidavit. 2005, we put money in cash plus. 1 year after, Andrew Holness' total assets increase, a huge increase, over 100% increase, to what? $13 million. Why am I showing this? Let me talk to Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness claims that him no profit on the backs of taxpayers. But if the investigation running and showing that you influence contract to Gavin, and those money in turn go into cash plus, sir, you would have deliberately involved in enriching itself on the back of taxpayers breaching the procurement rules and guidelines. Because when you join cash plus in 2005, in 2006, you have $35 million. Now let's talk about that, people. How many investors that feel the blunt of what Andrew Holness benefited here? Andrew Holness, come talk to me. Andrew Holness, please come to the front of the class, Andrew Holness, and talk to Mystic Sensation. 2005, there it is, people. Andrew Holness involved in cash plus, and within 1 year, my God, Andrew Holness have $35 million. Look at move down to 2007 when him going to Orient. So then, remember 2006 to 2009, my people, is the investigation period that the Integrity Commission have him under as it relates to the illegal awarding of contracts to Gavin. People, I want you to remember this. And so then when you look at that, right, you realize that the money, the possible money, right, because Gavin, right, being a director in 3 of his companies, people. And so then what it appears as if Andrew Holness is awarding contracts to himself via the medium of Gavin, using Gavin as the front person. And so then 2007, from 2005, right, putting money in cash plus, it goes to $35 million. Oh, no, look here now. Yes. I increased by 20 million. I'm telling you, so we now go, but this will concentrate on here. So. Now, in 2007, my people, watch this. Andrew Holness now going on LinkedIn. So this is the quality, this is the level, the high level of quality from Andrew Holness. No one said cash plus crash. And many investors hurt it. And him now sits up on 35 million strong in a bank account. But not only that, after hurt the investors, Jamaican investors are hurting, and foreign investors, this year black people who vote for him in hurting. Some of the people who hurt as investors vote for him. Now watch out, people. In 2007, the man was stopping. The man was stop. The man double down and wicked to the people. The man put more money in a old in 2007. And watch out, people. From the orange rice in 2007, watch out, in the same year 2007, he benefited out of all 57 million 266 333. See there people, I'm not telling you like on them. I watch ya people. In the 2008 now, look what happened now people. Andrew Holness as it relates to the Holness rise. $81 million, 835,000. And in spite of all of this is the investigation timeline where the Integrity Commission investigator investigating for the awarding of contracts between 2006 to 2009. See the people, an accumulative value of 87,777,000. Mighty God of Daniel. Mighty God of Daniel. Take that away, let me go to the point. And for the purpose of this investigation, let me just bring in the legal mind again here. Ratty.
Yeah.
Based on the investigation, the first investigation that carried out with Andrew Holness as it relates to the illegal awarding of contracts to Gavin, right? And where you see Andrew Holness join Olint right in 2007, and you see the money there, and they asking the question, you understand, for the investigator to now look into Robert Gavin to see how many contracts that he was awarded before 2005. We're seeing where Andrew Holness ventured into Cash Plus 2005, and where he made the bulk of money and then doing some Ponzi scheme happen. Brother Rattigan, give me your take on the matter.
Well, thank God for stupidity, because had it not been for the Prime Minister's stupid and wayward action of suing the Integrity Commission, this would have not come to light. If he had sued the Integrity Commission and just stuck to jurisdiction, he would have been fine. But he went beyond that and he started arguing facts relating to the case itself. And that's how this document was released, because now essentially he's not arguing the power and the authority of the Integrity Commission to do what it did. He's also arguing that what they did to me, you know, is tit for tat. They did this and they were wrong, and I did this and I was right. And he's arguing the substance of the case. And once you start opening that door, then everything is fair game. So that's why this document came out. And the judge essentially said, I'm going to send this fool a little bit further. So I'm going to give him the right to appeal. So more documents. I'm expecting more documents to come out, because keep in mind, Byron, that this is the second affidavit. It's not the first affidavit. This is the second affidavit of Craig Beresford. Now, it is true that the Prime Minister met with Gavin when Gavin was over at a Premium Group, a company run by the late Edward Siaga. That's where he met him, over there.
Yes.
And it is true, everything that you mentioned about Westcon. But here is something, here is a person that I'm focused on. I leave Gavin to you, because I know you have Gavin on the lock and key. So I leave Gavin to you. Here's a person that I'm looking at. There's a person called Paul East. Paul East. If you go back and you look at that Panadium company, the company that purchased the boat out of the British Virgin Islands with 3 shareholders, the Prime Minister being one of them, Paul East is one of them. This Paul East is the same Paul East that the Prime Minister loaned money to. And this Paul East, I'll give you the numbers of the contracts associated with him. They're mind-boggling. Companies that he's a director in, and companies that receive government contracts. One of the contracts, a company called Barnes Construction, that contract was for $7.1 million. There's another contract given to Factories Corporation. That contract amount is $221.3 million. And here is the killer one, a company called Nev East Supplies, Managing Director Paul East. Government contracts totaling, are you ready for this? $777.7 million.
Whoa.
That's who I'm focused on. Now, the Integrity Commission is looking at all of these people. They're looking at Gavin. Oh, and by the way, Gavin was connected to Green Emerald. You remember Green Emerald?
Yes.
That company over on Henderson Avenue in Cockburn Pen, the heart of the ghetto. When everything closed down, Green Emerald was operating. I think it's a wholesale. Green Emerald, picture this, people. Just picture this. Green Emerald, little company, little small building in the middle of the ghetto. They hired the Prime Minister's company to do promotional work for them. Right? And they paid the Prime Minister's company. Then they loaned the Prime Minister's company, I think, more than $20 million. This small little company in the middle of the ghetto loaned the Prime Minister's company. Then the Prime Minister's company, I think it was $20 million. The Prime Minister's company paid him $25 million. And they're asking, Integrity Commission was asking, where's the paperwork? And why did they pay you 5 more than you loaned them?
Yes.
No answer so far. No, here is something else. This is something else that the Prime Minister, if you look at everything, look at all his transactions, I've come up with an estimate of 8 companies that he's involved with. When I say involved with, like as an owner, a director, not talking about shareholder, about 8 companies. Then properties, it's not 6, because Zara talked about 4. You talked about an additional 2.
Yes,
it's actually 7. And one of the ones you mentioned, he told him it was purchased. That's the one up in let me see my notes. That's the one up in Norbrook. That's lot 15. I think that's lot 15. That one was purchased by. That's the one where they said the 3 million, and he said he didn't know about somebody trying to purchase it. Well, one of those lots, they asked him about it. It was purchased by Adman, and you know what he said? People, listen to the person that we voted for to become our Prime Minister. Listen to this. He said, it belongs to my sister. And they said to him, Sajia Anderson, I believe her name is. And they said, well, your sister is not the legal and registered owner. You are, you and your 2 sons in Adman. And he said, no. He insisted. He said, I didn't tell you guys about this because they found out about it. He said, I didn't tell you about this because it's my sister in New York. She owns it. Well, that sister, at some point, I'm sure somebody's going to query the IRS and say, please check to see if this lady put that on her tax return. Because if she didn't put that on her tax return, and her brother, who's the Prime Minister of Jamaica, is saying that she owns it, then we may have some money laundering. We may have some things going on there, because it's in his name, his company's name, and he's saying no, it's she's the true owner. So we may have something going on there. Plus, she's in Estate Bridge and the other Imperial, Estate Bridge. She's involved in Estate Bridge. So we have here's what we have, people. We have 3 salaries for basically his entire career. One with a non-profit type organization, one with the Premium, Edward Siaga's company, and then this third one here is the government salary. Then we have 2 automobiles. We have the Pajero and we have the BMW. Then we have 8 companies. We have 7 properties. The Ponzi schemes now and the banks and investments, 24. 24.
Mighty God, man.
Life insurance. We have several life insurance policies. And then the foundation. We have money flowing through the foundations, over $100,000. I think $100,000 at one point. And that foundation, he claimed that he referred to it loosely as a charitable organization. You know why? Because it was not registered as a charitable organization. And in order for you to have a charitable organization in Jamaica, it must be registered. Now, that same charitable organization had a fundraiser in New York City. And nobody knows where that money went. Nobody knows where that money went to this day. So this Prime Minister has a lot of problems on his hands right now. He's nervous. He's not sleeping well. I've spoken to people in his circle for days on end. And even today, one of them called me and said, leave the man alone, I beg you. And I said, no, for the sake of the Jamaican people, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I say, first of all, I don't want to do it, but even if I wanted to, the Jamaican people, they might cry to me. They might cry to me literally and figuratively. I can't stop doing it. I mean, no mistake, you not stop me, no pinks not stop me, no melting pot not stop me, no all of the bloggers, they're not stopping, and we shouldn't.
Because the truth be told, Ratty, maybe stop after I'm going to jail.
Well, okay. But I mean, I think they'll stop this, because it commit so many. I mean, when you look,
but I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question because I want to reflect to the people who are listening to us. Based on the whole thing as it relates to Beresford affidavit, I am getting the sense that they are saying that the Leader Taxi Service, Sunshine Mobile, Omega Bridge Financing seem to be ghost entities to explain its wealth between the period 1998 to 2005.
Mm-hmm.
So then, basically, these are just make-up entities. Right, Andrew Honest?
He says that he says that they are, what do you call them, some of these are holding companies. And so they're holding companies, but the Integrity Commission said that they're shell companies. That's how they describe them. They said these are shell companies.
Money moving through them.
Yes, they said these are shell companies because they're not making any products, they're not providing, they're not providing services. It's just money moving through them.
And the documentation to support those money moving to them cannot be found.
Exactly.
Isn't that what they're saying?
That's exactly what they said. They said they're asking him, and he's not coming forward. He's not telling them what's going on. But there is something here. I wanna, and this is the end of him. This is the end of him. Trust me when I tell you that.
Is it serious?
Yeah, there is something here I wanna just share with you. You probably have seen it. Well, let me tell you. All right, let me give people. All right. Did you know that the Prime Minister was involved in? Here are some of the companies you mentioned. Olint. You mentioned Cash Plus. You mentioned SSL. All right. Here are some of them: Burita, Derrimon, Caribbean Cement Company, Carreras Group, Airplane Limited, Grace Kennedy Limited, Guardian Groups Holdings, Jamaica Broilers, Jamaica Producers, Seprod, Trans Jamaican. And I think there's another one here. How many people knew that our Prime Minister was involved in all of them companies? And then the question that they're asking is, where you get the money from? That is, and you know what happened? This bad mind thing, we need to talk about it now because we need to talk about this. Here is all of the people. Let me just have one thing for them. All of the people who say we're bad mind, right? Simply because we're asking a question concerning a public figure, right? If Andrew Holness were a private person, none of this we wouldn't be talking about it right now. But because he's a public figure and he represents all of us, we have the right to ask him these questions. And so when people say them bad mind, it is their response. It is similar to them saying, well, we can't answer that question there, or we don't want to answer the question. But here's a question they must answer. I'm going to read you something, Byron. All of you up on the panel, and not everybody listening. I'm going to read you something that you're going to find interesting. It says, the Information and Complaints Division believes that the declarant, the Prime Minister, had adequate knowledge and ability to confirm ownership of the financial assets and liabilities. They must say, look, a fee won, and he's in a position to provide information. Next sentence. It follows, therefore, that Andrew Holness knowingly made false statements in his statutory declaration for the period ending 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021.
Hold on. Remember, you and I have been saying that if the Prime Minister statutory declaration for 2021 cannot be certified, none of them.
Yes,
you
sir.
know that we have been saying this.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
Sir. Yes,
All
sir.
Right.
We're done.
We're done. All right. No, woman batsman.
And say it done. And all right, that's what we're done. Later on 7 p.m. we live and we are cover the parish meeting in Manchester. We're inviting all 740 of you to come through later on. Zine, the word is love. I'm out. Peace and blessings. I want to say have a wonderful evening and thank you for being here, alright?